It was supposed to be an ordinary Saturday evening, nothing special at all. I had planned on a quiet night at home, simply unwinding after a hectic week. But as the evening unfolded, everything shifted. I had been with Ethan for over 2 years. He was everything I had ever dreamed of, caring, loving, and incredibly supportive. Like any relationship, we had our moments, both good and bad, but I always believed in us. We lived together in a cozy apartment downtown. Despite occasional disagreements, I thought we were happy, but I was about to lose that illusion forever. It began with a harmless lie. One night, after a few glasses of wine, I decided to reconnect with someone from my past, James. He was an old friend from college, someone I had been close to before life, relationships, and time caused us to drift apart. The idea of catching up, sharing old memories, seemed innocent enough. We arranged to meet at a bar just a short walk away, somewhere I figured Ethan wouldn't think to search for me. I told him I was meeting a friend, but left out the details. I figured there was no harm in being vague. James and I spent the night talking and laughing, slipping back into the easy chemistry we once shared. The conversation flowed smoothly, and there was a sense of comfort between us. It didn't feel wrong, yet deep down, I knew it wasn't the best decision. The night ended with a hug and a promise to keep in touch. But as I walked through the door later than expected, the trouble began. Ethan was sitting on the couch, his eyes narrowed, clearly suspicious. The moment I stepped inside, guilt hit me like a tidal wave. He had always been able to read me effortlessly. I couldn't hide anything from him. But what happened next took me by surprise. "I saw you," Ethan said, his voice steady and cold. My heart dropped, and my mind raced. "Saw me where?" I asked, trying to downplay it, though I knew I couldn't fool him. "At the bar," he replied, his words slicing through the silence. "With James." I froze. How did he know? Had he been following me? "I didn't think you'd mind," I stammered, but the words felt weak, empty as they left my lips. I knew I had been caught. Ethan stood up, his face drained of color, but there was no anger in his expression, only something far worse. Hurt. His face was unreadable, a mixture of disbelief and sorrow. He didn't shout. He didn't cry. He simply stared at me, waiting for an explanation. "I never thought you'd do this," he said quietly, his voice trembling. "I trusted you, and you betrayed that trust." I opened my mouth to explain, to apologize, but no words came. The guilt was suffocating, and I knew deep down that no excuse could make this right. Then, unexpectedly, Ethan did something I could never have imagined. Instead of shouting, instead of storming out in anger, he simply turned and walked to the bedroom, closing the door behind him with quiet finality. I sat there, stunned, trying to make sense of what had just transpired. The silence in the apartment was deafening. I had destroyed everything. The hours dragged by. I waited for him to come out, to speak, to do anything. But there was only silence. He remained behind the door, motionless. That night, I fell asleep on the couch, the weight of my actions pressing down on me. The next morning, I woke up to find that Ethan was gone. His things were gone too. His clothes, his personal belongings, everything. He had left behind only a simple note. "I can't do this anymore. I can't be with someone who doesn't respect me." I never heard from him again. What crushed me wasn't just that he left. I knew I had pushed him away, and I understood why he couldn't stay. What hurt the most was that he didn't fight for us. He didn't shout, didn't beg me to fix things, didn't even give me a chance to make things right. He just walked away, leaving me to face the consequences of my actions. The following weeks were a blur, each day filled with regret. I regretted every decision, every moment, every lie. I reached out to him several times, but my messages went unanswered. Ethan was gone, and with him, the trust that had once been the foundation of our relationship. It was too late when I finally understood. I had lost him, not because of what I did, but because of what I failed to do, fight for him when it mattered most. And so, I learned that sometimes the deepest heartbreak doesn't come from betrayal, but from the quiet acceptance of it. The realization that the person you loved let go of you long before you ever knew it.